Howdy everyone. Today we're going to be playing some Warhammer Rogue Trader, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Bear in mind there is a photosensitive warning, so let's get into this. I may call it a little early because I am a bit tired. I had a very long appointment today that required me to stay up all night last night, but we will be trying to get to the full hour or full 3 hours. Let me just let some people know. Alrighty. Let me see here. Get some clearing out of some stuff. So I think we're good to begin. Alright. Hello everyone in the chat as well. Let's go. Don't know if we'll have to do the last little bit that we did last time again. Takes a little bit to load. Yeah, can everyone hear me all right? Let's go. Music's a little too loud. Okay.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
How about now? Is it okay now? Alright, sounds good. Alright, we're gonna have to redo... I think we can just kind of skip...
Stead. Rival, Master Helmsman.
By the Emperor. It's the Seneschal.
we need to reestablish...
Living and breathing.
Alright.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum.
Let's just skip to here, because we did this last time. I just didn't say it properly, I guess, when I decided to quit out. Alright.
Mortal, who are you to
This silent fact.
The path is set, child of the Duke.
Alright, there we go. Into the dialogue.
Seneschal. The Navigator's Sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal. We could tell us now. Who is that?
Alright.
As by right of blood succession,
I'll say nothing.
it is here. The deed is done.
And then we can just kind of skip to this. Hold enter. There we go. Alright. let us get into the first little area out of the tutorial. And now we're going to have some real choices in front of us, like which planet to go to, whether or not we're going to kill someone. You know, the normal choices. Come on, load. L-O-E-D-I-N-G. L-O-E-D-I-N-G. Sorry, that's an old habit I picked up. Don't even know where. Oh, and for the most part, the rest of this game is on voiced, so I mean, I think there's occasional snippets of dialogue. Cargo management, cargo. Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well, your ladyship. You had us worried there for a few hours. You had us worried for a few hours there. Abelard offers a thin smile. But after witnessing you fearlessly rush into the fray, on deck, the only thing that surprises me is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was over, was all over. Such fortitude is admirable in a Lord Captain. Now, you must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have been filled by deputies, or the deputy's deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. How can we lose? Alright. I'm gonna ask what's on the agenda today. What is on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings. But this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort. Even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your ladyship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at your officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Alright. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voitvir? Abelard grits his teeth. No, Lord Captain. In all of the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him, and any mutineers who may still be lurking in the ship's many corridors. But frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I'm afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all he has wrought. Alright. Anything else I should ask? How come we lost so many officers? Otherwise, I think I'm ready for the briefing. I don't care how we lost so many officers. And, you know, I want to be rogue trader. Alright, I'll just say I'm ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. With a gesture, Allard readies the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. Alrighty. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attentions, officers! You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Pandora von Valencius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce the peasants, Abelard. Alright. Oh, those present, not peasants. Okay. Oops. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your ladyship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain many implants, as it does flesh. As many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis Suri Ota of the Tolman line, our new Voxmaster. Voxmaster Vigdis. An honor to serve your ladyship. The Voxmaster offers a deep bow. Aboard the vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravor, the master helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain. Monitors the void around us, to ensure we do not stray into an asteroid field or pirate trap. The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face gives a sullen nod. Lord Captain, this ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factorium, Janice Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurements, and the general material well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavyset man with oil and hair offers an obsequent smile and bow. I don't know how to actually say that word. Okay. It is an honor, your ladyship. You must trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard. The Master in Furnace, whose crew works to extinguish fires on the ship. And lastly, the Drive Master, servant of the Omnissiah. The 3 officers salute you. Master in Furnace, does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance portray his nervousness. The Drive Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechadendrites. Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Yes, Captain. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall man bows his head in deference. I can report all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessments in terms of material loss and crew casualties has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factorium. The post passed to him when the previous Infernus Master and his next three deputies expired in the line of duty. Abelard remarks in a low voice, pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factorium, what have you to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of losses. The task will require next to no involvement, your ladyship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the Tech Priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykard Minoris. However, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winter Scale Rogue Trader Dynasty. We simply cannot begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that matter, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Not traitor. Right. Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors of his planet, rumbles Abelard, frowning. Drive Master, I will hear from you now. A voice distorted by Vox Retranslator emerges from under the Tech Priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foe that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my care is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah. But its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrows and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Ingencia Prime, Overseer, and spiritual authority of all Tech Priests aboard fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement as soon as possible. Alright, should I ask for a translation or should I just say, I see, thank you? Because I personally do see, but, let me know if that got confusing. Alright. I see, thank you. The tech priest bows her head. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report. Right you are, Lord Cap'n. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship sounds more or less without an engine seer and navigator who fell in battle. We have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what will happen first, our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Your ladyship, if you allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels. One of them was a Navis Nobilite station. The station maintains complete vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up an asteroid as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go around and around this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last. And if any thick as Grok's shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out. So don't you worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? The Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look. No, my job is simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I am told. But just ask anyone. We've got no crew, eh? We've got no able crew, no Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what? Comes the officer's hostile and bitter reply. It is as if a dam burst inside, and all his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The ship's in ruins! Every second officer's dead. And now we've got a Green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to Void knows where. Silence! The bridge's magnificent glass panes seem to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar. Enforcer, seize this mutineer. Oh boy. Should we let the enforcers execute this man, or should we, spare him? Abelard grunts. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all. Your ladyship, I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Beside find a replacement, that is. For we already have one lined up. Should I go iconoclastic, execute him, or just say, or just leave his, he insulted you. Execute him. Alright! Execute him. Abelard nods stiffly. Consider it done. Take him away. Dogmatic +2. Oof. The brittle laughter of the Master of Ordnance reverberates around the bridge as he is led to his fate. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in the crew members, and we require a new Agency Prime and Navigator. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. Alright. What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? I cede to the Voxmaster on this point, Mistress Tolman. We are in the Rackard star system, or Rykard star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the order of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in the system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobilite station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Rykard Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seems to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. Continue. The situation is not very encouraging. But without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobilitae station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you all for your reports. Dismissed. The assembled officers salute you as one. Your ladyship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, Abelard hesitates, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to the system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue traitor to do anything. And I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, the Hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Chronos Expanse. I'd be honored to fulfill the Inquisitor's commission. What is it he asked of Theodora? Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Hinrichs von Kollax, an interrogator, you understand? All I know is that he is somewhere in the system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and deliver him to Footfall in the Verbunbus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed. But an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilitae or the Governor of Rykos Minor, may know something. That is all, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you. But it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valencians Protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer you some words of encouragement. Edora, Sister Argentina, explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Edora. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue traitor. I judged that it be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argentina's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a more personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have the time, rogue traitor. Continue. Edora's glazed eyes, rove over those assemble. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. Should I tell Abelard to bring her to heal? Should I just tell her to come to her senses? Or should I say if there's nothing else of value to report, I declare that the briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. I'll be nice to Edora. Idara. I mean, she is the only psyker we have currently. I think. I don't know. I might be wrong. Damn it! Edora presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your ladyship. Here's the thing. I do not know how to mimic her voice. Anyways, I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard, my head is still spinning. Something strange is heading our way, and I cannot make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing like a ringing... It's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Talas? No, not yet. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of any of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, alright? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge, and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I am sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lips stretch into a wry smile. If there's nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. Alright. Oop. We have another person. The High Factorum breaks away from the rest and approaches you. Lord Captain, if I may steal a moment of your time. The matter is rather delicate, as it concerns trophies that were left after the battle on the ship. One trophy in particular, I should say. Forgot his voice. I retrieved the blade fragment from one of the bodies on the bridge. A curious article. I saw the need to keep it safe in case it should interest you. As he says this, the Factorum's gaze slides away from yours and looks off somewhere over your shoulder. Should I tell him to... You're right to do so. Give it to me. Get rid of it immediately. You should keep it for now. As soon as we locate the Acolyte of the Inquisition, we will hand the blade over to him. Okay. Again. One moment. And report. Sorry, I gotta do this whenever this happens. Let's go with scam this time. Alright, sorry, there we go. So what should we do here? Heretical, dogmatic, iconoclast? I mean, we have been choosing dogmatic reports, or dogmatic choices until now. But it might be a good idea to give it to the Acolyte of the Inquisition. Although, Janus does not know about the Acolyte of the Inquisition, does he? Iconoclast? Alright. The High Factorum. The Factorium gives you a start and briskly makes a note on his data slate. Of course, your ladyship. End dialogue. Alright, we're saving, game autosaved. Alright. Some mashes. The system map in the center of the bridge is to issue. Alright. That's why. Alright. Who should I should probably go and bug. And find. Where is she? Should probably go and find the sister who wanted me to talk to her. If I can figure out where she is. Ah, there she is. Argentina.
Rogue trader.
Ah, she apparently has some lines. Okay. You said you had a personal request for me?
I indeed have a request, Rogue trader. The accursed servants of Chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in Von Valancia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans?
Should I go with no formalities needed, or should I give them a speech? God, I'm doing the most pretentious thing. All right.
As you wish, rogue trader. Thank you for granting my request.
Oh boy. Abelard, no, Wessarian, one of the closest associates to the late Theodore von Valancius. He has spent a decade serving the rogue trader protectorate, and he clearly intends to spend another decade keeping a close eye on every negligent servant or undertrained officer. The elderly seneschal does not show it, but the death of Theodora, whom he faithfully served for many years, shocked him. Abelard is willing to do anything to ensure that Theodora's successor becomes a brilliant rogue trader worthy of her predecessor. Alright. Speech, speech, speech! Yay, children. A group of adolescents, clearly dressed in their finest, freshly pressed clothes, form a straight line before you. Some stare at you with wide eyes like you're some mythical creatures, while others huddle in fear and look away. indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on them, on these pups. Abelard glances at the gathered children. It is hardly the Schola Progenium in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Sister Argentina is standing to the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing, "Brave ones, the master of this ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness to the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain and the rogue trader of the House von Valencius." You notice Infernus, Master Inric Montague, standing a few paces away from the orphans. He watches you with approval and bows respectfully as you meet his gaze. Should I be grand or... I mean, I did choose the speech option, so I will be grand. Grandly address the group. I, the rogue trader and Lord Captain of the ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought to honor to the von Valencius banners. And those of the Imperium, I am proud of them, and believe that you will become their worthy heirs. The teenagers hang on your every word with bated breath. Only a few at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed by your speech. One of the scowling visitors, with a thin scar across his face, tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in their dozens for your noble lot, and you just give us speeches?" Argentina turns quickly to the boy. A flurry of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she both wants to calm him and scold him for his impudence. Should I punish him? Should I continue with the speech, or should I just say, hey, if you have things to say them without fear. And my cat's knocked over a plate. I will be right back. I'm inclined to be much more lenient since this is a child. But should I just... What should I do here? I'll adjust the group. If you have things to say them without fear. I will listen. The boy smiles grimly. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back, and it doesn't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away for this ship until we drop and die like our folks, or worse. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through, but they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with anger and disdain. When the strong have power to... Should I encourage him to be ambitious, or should I encourage him to not speak of his parents as if they died for nothing? I mean, he is a grieving child. So should I encourage his ambition and potentially gain a better officer for it, or should I encourage them to think of their parents' deaths as an honorable thing, and potentially get better officers for it, you know? I'll go with the grief and dismay. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through. But they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with anger and disdain. You heard the rogue trader. Her words carry the wisdom of the Imperium. It is hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy. But he nods slowly, then catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and immediately servants emerge carrying packaged treats with Von Valentius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears the Seneschal came prepared for any contingency. Yay, candy! Oh, you wanted ambition? Argentina rubs her temples pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the bay. Well, I didn't do ambition, unfortunately. I saw your message too late. Yeah. I mean, ambition has the potential of backfiring into him committing heresy, though. You know? Oh, goodness. It's getting too... There we go. I also feel like this character is fully bought into the Imperium and stuff at this point. So, like, you know, she would basically spout a line about how good the Imperium is. Alright, let's see here. Who should we talk to next? Prologue. Oh, okay. That means that's completed. Alright, looking for trouble. Rockhard Miner. Should I just move on to try and make contact with the Navis Nobilitae, Rakdos Minor, Ricardia Filia, the prison planet? Or should I talk to some more of my crew? What do you think? I should have grabbed a water bottle. Prison planet? Alright. Let's go to prison. Cronus map. Rykard. Alright, next loading section, I will go and grab a water bottle real quick. And actually, does this water bottle still have liquid? Yes, it does! Yay! Alright. The events of Warhammer Rogue Trader takes place in a vast region of space known as the Cronus Expanse. Each star system contains objects that you can interact with. Such objects are marked points of interest. Move your map, then click LMB. There's also a unidentified void ship and an astropathic station. I'm gonna go check out the unidentified void ship first. Lord Captain, Astropathic Choirmaster Zachary Wise is asking to speak with you via private channel. Greetings, your ladyship. I can report that the choir, listening tirelessly to the Immaterium, is in the hope of picking up voices from the dynasty's ships or worlds. However, we have heard something horrifying indeed. Amid the Immaterium's tumult, something is screaming. The scream is driving your choir mad. Until it stops, we have no hope of contacting the dynasty's worlds. It is coming from Rykard's astropathic station. What is the nature of the scream? We do not know, your ladyship, but it is brought the Immaterium to a boil. It has always been a violent, roaring ocean that could spill doom to any who would consider stepping into its waters. Now, however, it has become a cradle of madness, where expelled images fuse together, twisting and crackling, before crashing into the minds of all those who perceive it. A mighty warp storm, the likes of which I cannot recall, raging in the Immaterium, and it fills me with terror. If the scream stops, we will be able to make contact with someone. I humbly hope so, your ladyship. Perhaps we will manage to send a call to the Von Valentius worlds or one of the dynasty's allies. I'm gonna say we are going to pay a visit to that station. Thank you, your ladyship. Alright, let's still check out. There's also Rakdos Majoris. Let's still check out Unidentified Void Ship. And then we can go to Rakdos Philia. The Vox crackles to life, and Master Helmsman Ravor addresses you. What we have here, Lord Captain, is not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. It sure is quiet, like it's huddled up in there, or on purpose. It's not like I'm surprised, but the thing is more a scrap heap than a ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on it. We are registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. Oh, there is a transmission coming. There is an incoming transmission now, too. Hear us! The Vox transmission hisses and abruptly cuts to static. Do not require assistance. Pete, do not require assistance. Copy? The Vox relays a different voice. Keep following. They'll pass us by, won't they? Horror protects. Lord Captain, I'm told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there is an unidentified, badly damaged vessel in the asteroid field near the Rykard Philia colony that is refusing help, which not to put a too fine a point, has not yet been offered to them. Reva, establish communication. Let the vessel identify itself. Yes, Lord Captain. The connection is established. Unknown vessel, we are receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, the Vox only hisses and snaps, and then several voices start shouting over one another. Do not tell! Tell him! We are done for! This is, Thunderfang. We are... One of the voices falters uncertainly and is replaced by another. A merchant vessel! Do you copy? We are a private merchant... or chant vessel. A merchant vessel? Of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfang. Ravor damage report on the unknown vessel. Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches, likely caused by the guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Someone gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. Thunderfang, we do not... Thunderfang, your vessel is badly damaged. What happened to you? The Vox responds by bursting into a cacophony of sounds, words, and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, another swears with foul expletives, and yet another hisses furiously, demanding that the other shut up. You manage to make out little from all this noise. We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue, and open fire. Miracle we could get away. Emperor protected. And then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail. Bombed everything. Our folks, are left without our help. We never got to them. Thunderfang, we cannot identify you. You can make out hoarse and furious whisperings, even over the crackling Vox. Why? I don't know. What if? Certainly not. The whispering dies, and a clear, youthful voice cuts through the static. Our vessel is badly damaged. Damage is preventing the correct identification. We assure you, Seafull merchant vessel, Thunderfang does not require aid. Thunderfang, stop playing games and explain again what your business is here. And this time, I highly recommend the truth. Happy now? What have you done? Diet. Is it too late now? The Vox channel is again filled with angry whispering of several voices. The whispering and static are drowned out by a clear, slightly frightened voice. Do you copy? We are from the Fellow of the Void. We did not come here to loot. On a different business. To help our own out of jail. Do not hurt. Please. We already have had our Kronos cleaned. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of goods. Master Ravel, Helmsman Ravel, in case you are unaware, Captain. Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Kronos expanse. They consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have Vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I'd make them eat a salvo of macro cannons and shake the scum loose from the decks. they certainly deserve it. The honeyed voice of the High Factorium interrupts the translation with a polite cough. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions, the Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps you will find dealing with them acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible. Should I trade with them or should I kill them? What do you think? Trade or kill? You want me to trade? Alright. Okay, I can buy several things. I can buy a camouflage robe. I can buy a flamer. I think. Yeah, I have 10 profit factor. I can buy a flamer. I can buy several melta charges. I already have enough melta charges, but I also have a bunch of scrappy auto guns, so let's sell those. Then I have an axe. Split. Yeah, let's split that. Split. We'll do 3 to 1. Add those together. Move this axe over here. Let's split. Add to cargo, and add to cargo. Let's go over here. Let's trade them some ranged weaponry. Oh, it has to be full. Okay, let's... This merchant is not interested in that cargo. Alright. Well, what do you think we should buy? Should we buy the flamer? Should we buy the camouflage robe? Should we buy heavy leather armor and some melta charges? I'll buy some heavy leather armor. Okay, that's how it works. I can just straight up take it and not have to worry. Okay. War World Origin Stalker Gloves. Huh. Power Maul. Soul Pattern Chainsword. Ooh. Alright, buy some more melta charges. Alright. We've bought everything and, you know, we can't trade any of our unnecessary goods. Provisions. The merchant is not interested in that type of cargo. Okay. So you can't even trade him provisions, so... To the prison planet! Or should we go to the astropathic station? That is now also an option. Should we stop the scream, or should we scan... Should we visit this planet? I'll go with the prison. Alright, let's begin scan. Alright. We are all going. Abelard, you will accompany me to the prison. Profit factor isn't spent buying items. It's a simple prerequisite. If you have enough profit factor, you do not purchase the item. It will simply be yours for the taking. I do really like how I can just be like, you know, I like this. It's mine now. Alright, I got to... I'm landing on the prison planet. Alright. We have appeared.
We must act.
Let us rank up. Let's go with Let's go with Fellowship. And okay, do not falter. All enemies affected with brace for impact. Prepare to die for the Emperor. Imperial World characters gain a +10 to their resolve to all characteristics. Ooh. The first archetype ability. I mean, that one is actually pretty good. No heresy. Ready to serve. Stronger together. Or I could do get into cover, all allies affected. Get an extra turn. Get off me. Brace for impact. Allies also allow Navy officers to use any ranged weapon in threatened areas, knock enemies prone, or push them one cell away during the effect. Perfect timing. All allies affected by brace for cover. Brace for impact. Navy officers also gain 30% cover penetration, and I also gain 15% permanent cover penetration. Brace for impact. All allies affected by brace for impact suffer only half damage from all attacks of opportunity. Which one do you think? I'm either thinking doing my part or maybe get into cover, get off me, perfect timing, or scatter. What does do not falter? Doing my part. Alright. Sounds good. Complete. Operative. I believe intelligence. Intelligence is probably going to be important for her because she is an operative. Alright. Fatebringer. Flawless plan. Predicted downfall. Unnatural luck. Ooh boy, she actually has a lot. Psychic barrage. That targets 6 cells or further from the Psyker. Power conduit. Second sight. Psyker Majoris. Okay. For sanctioned Psyker. So she's not a sanctioned Psyker. Stabilizing factor. Val degradation. Thriving in peril. Every peril of the warp increases momentum by +13. Stronger together. Ready to serve. Better to die for the Emperor. Oh, yeah. Oh, should I go with Aftershock? Oh, I could also go with a mental attack. Mind Thief. Anytime an enemy becomes the target of a particular psyker ability, for the first turn -5. I mean, that's pretty decent. Pain channeling, whenever the psyker kill, dealing. I'm gonna choose pain channeling. I feel like that's the best one for her. Soldier. Let me see here. Let's go with ballistic skill. Alright, exploit surroundings, camaraderie, muzzle velocity, doing my part, litany of hatred, shield of faith, litany of purification, rack and ruin. After the soldier deals 3 damage, soldier gains plus 20% damage for their next attack in the current combat. I'm gonna do rapid reload. That way she can reload quicker. Because she is a gunman. Alright, contempt. Doing my part. I'll actually, for him, do get into cover. Or should I? Let me take a look at these. Enrage has less than 50 wounds. Critical for enemies that are not armed with a melee attack. Desolation. I'll do Desolation. Or should I do Contempt? Whenever a warrior does not stack, but can be reactivated after another attack is made against the same enemy or a different one. I'll do that one. Alright, Toughness, or Weapon Skill, or Agility, or Strength. I'll do Weapon Skill.
Places such as this make me think of snow, pure and untainted by human squalor, under the frozen light of a star that illuminates everything, to the very depths of one's soul.
Okay, that's not at all creepy.
Something of interest.
Affirmative. Escort. Everything is calm on my end. Vakir out. The young woman stares at you, adjusting her uniform. Your ladyship, 1,000 pardons if I address you improperly. I have come on behalf of Governor Medid. Are you here on other business? If it's the latter, you ought to know there's been a riot at the local prison. It's quite dangerous here. Abelard, teach the riffraff the proper way of addressing her sovereign. My god! I am Rogue Trader Pandora von Valencius. Now introduce yourself. Bow before the illustrious Pandora. Tell me about this planetoid, what happened here. I've known talk for long-winded talks. Brief me on the situation ahead, and do be concise. I'm looking for a man by the name of Henriks von Kollex. Is he here, perhaps? Which one should I do? Should I be a jerk? And tell Abelard which, and if so, which jerk option am I choosing? Oh boy. It's a great honor, your ladyship. Captain Raquel Vacaria, servant of the House Winterscale and pilot of this shuttle. The woman meets your eyes, clearly trying to tell if she has managed to show proper respects to a figure of high standing. What happened here? There's been a prison riot on the planetoid. Sadly, it has been led by the prison warden himself, the Honorable Anthony Castigelia. He has allied himself with the rabble that he himself is supposed to watch. He has declared Record Philia to be independent of the authority of the system's lawful governor. I came here as a shuttle pilot alongside the Honorable Evane Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, rogue traitor, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant over the enemies of humanity. She details, mincing every word of her overlord's title. Young Lord Winterscale wished to speak to the warden personally. The Honorable Lord means to put an end to the lawless treason. He and his escort left to meet with the insurgents, while I was ordered to await their return. Evane? Evane, Ablard mutters, stroking his beard. One of the distant younger offspring, yes. That is as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way. I'm looking for a man by the name Henrix. Unless he is one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely. There are no shuttles in working order other than yours and mine. There's nothing else anyone could have used to reach this planet. Why would young Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the dissidents? She sighs quietly. It's a personal matter. Master Casgelian, the seditious warden, is Lord Evane's childhood friend, and my lord heard of the riot. The news saddened him greatly, and he rushed here without delay in hopes of bringing his old friend to his senses, no doubt. The first Winterscale in my memory who prefers to talk rather than shoot and slash. She sighs quietly. You are right. Young Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow. He is determined to save his friend. He will try to do so no matter what obstacle gets in his way. The warden himself is spearheading the riot. Yes, she bites her lip. No one expected this. Master Castigelia is a nobleman from a respected governor house and a vassal to the House Winterscale. All of a sudden, he proclaimed that Rykard Philia is now his personal domain, that the prisoners were his subjects, and he would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy. And I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel. What kind of madman would start a revolt on a barren rock? Is there anything else I should be appraised of before I set out? Some of the rebels are holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through where the negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please take caution, your ladyship. Lord Winterscale's guards mind the entrance so that the rebels could not get to the shuttle. Tell me about this planetoid. The only settlement on Recordphilia is a mining colony. The prisoners work the mines and the domed quarries. They mine sulfur, serum, dust, and sand, which is then melted down a rather nondescript place. So it was prior to the current events. I have no more questions. You may excuse yourself, pilot. The woman freezes for a moment before asking you hesitantly, Your ladyship, if I may have a minute of your time, I wouldn't have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation. In any case, have you been to the capital of Rykord Manoris? I wanted to ask if you saw a man there. communications officer by the name of Jasper. What is your relationship to this man? I have not been to Recordus Minor and know nothing of this officer's fate. Remain disdainfully silent. I'm a rogue traitor, not a messenger girl. I have more pressing matters at hand than indulging a junior officer's curiosity. Ugh. I'll ask what relationship she has. We are engaged, your ladyship, she declares somewhat bashfully. I'll be nice. I have not yet been to Ricard Minoris, and know nothing of this officer's fate. It's a shame. May the Emperor keep that fool from harm. Thank you for your time, your ladyship. We don't dare delay any further. Good luck to you, your ladyship. I will contact Lord Yvain's party over Vox and inform them of your coming. Alright, got it. Catch up with me.
I'll warn you if I hear anything.
The guard post has been vacant for a long time. There we go. Disarm the trap.
The Emperor favors me today.
Open the door. Oh, we're gonna have to... to the barracks.
Attention to
Examine it.
detail is the key to success.
The future you see could be the
remains of a
whispers of the
meal.
archenemy. How can you trust your visions, Adira?
I don't think that's the question you wanted to ask. What you wanted to ask was, how can others bring themselves to trust a despicable psycho like me? Face it, sister. Not everybody's as pig-headed as you are.
Wow, okay. A long string of names extends beneath the heading top workers of the quarry cycle. Alright. Let's go
When the
with
faithful are
her
idle,
since she is
heresy grows.
the best at
Nothing escapes
disarming
my sight.
traps.
The light of terror shines for us.
Disarm that.
Duty prevails.
Then get some goods. Grokshit, why me? I missed the tithe payment 12 years ago. 12 years! The inspector's writ got lost somewhere in the bowels of the planetary administration. And was lying there the whole time. But they made sure to remember to tack on the fines every month. By the time they found the blasted papers and finally informed me of the total sum was so obscene, it would have taken 3 generations of my descendants If I had any to pay it off, my fate was sealed. Trial, sentence, prison. All because some Alright, one minute. All because some daft rotter shoved my paper in the wrong box. To be fair, I think I got off pretty easy. My bed in barracks is about as hard as a slab of rockcrete. I've got a home. Working in the quarry isn't such tougher than my old job, and the rules. I'll collect that. Disarm the trap.
I better myself through my service.
You guys come up. Take a look at that. Scraps of typical prison food, repulsive in their senses. Take a look at that. Valuable ornaments, best Fatedly. Alright. Interesting. Oh. I think we're about to be attacked.
Take a knee and bow before me.
The monsters demand your
Speeding up animations and combat. Holding space by default. Alright, I can't move anyone around, so I guess we'll just start the battle.
I've suffered worse.
Prisoner.
Out of my way!
Prisoner. Alright, Argentina, you're up. Don't fail me now. Yeah, go over there. And then you're going to actually just put a single shot
Doubt
in
is
that
for
one.
the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
And then I guess Furious Recital grants for each enemy that is either in a 5-cell on Sister of Battle or was hit by her this turn. If the Sister of Battle hits a demon, chaos cultist,
I'll do it.
that one. Alright, let's...
Faith
honestly,
without deeds is worthless.
let's move again. Here. So that way I can unload on these guys.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Alright, firearm. Oh my goodness. What's that? Revel and Slaughter is available. Revel and Slaughter. Soldier. Till the end of combat. This ability becomes available after the kill counter does not reset. Is not reset between rounds. Alright.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
She's reveling in slaughter.
On here, maggot.
Nimble prisoner. Ooh.
Chaos guides me.
Oh. I'm going to go here and actually, you know what? Argentina, do your business.
Doubt is strike is a prey.
Open fire! Alright. And then I'm going to voice of command Abelard. And now I'm going to do Fedora.
Incarnate.
Fedora. How far do you have to move to hit this guy with your psychic scream? Alright. You have to move pretty far, I think. Let's
What
move
is
you up.
this foreboding?
Can you not hit him? Alright, well.
I'm not so sure.
Oh, he's out of line of sight. Okay. How can he throw a grenade then? Oh, because he's I see. I guess we will use forewarning on Pandora.
Was that you? Or
In turn. And then I'll just shoot that
Not
guy.
a problem for me.
And I will miss.
Death to the weak.
He just kicked her. Abelard, kill him.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Reduced to dust.
Endure. Brace for impact. Adora, if you move here, can you... No, you still can't. Alright. Well, we're going to have to move you here. And then I guess you can try
But of
and hit
course.
the nimble one.
An unfortunate turn of fate.
Alright. Now it's just the Grenader. Fourth grenade.
will endure.
Leading. Alright, medical kit on yourself.
Injuries will not slow you.
Move up.
I'll do it. The enemies
Move
of
up
the
again.
Emperor will be undone.
Injury. Move in here. And churn. Abelard.
Follow my lead.
Move and take him out.
At your beck and call. One fewer target.
There we go. Alright, let's loot the prisoners. They have some knives, some flak, a couple force grenades, chainmail. Nice. Flak armor. Let's collect all. Consumables. We found a consumable item. Alright. That's it. Serrated mono knife. I'm going to give the serrated mono knife to her in the offhand. That way she can stab someone while, or shoot them. Alright. Chainmail, dodge penalty. Dodge penalty. I'm going to keep you lightly armored. Oh, heavy armor. So let's show us trust. Ooh. This armor reduces. Oh my goodness. Wear the leather armor with pride. Mesh chest plate. Alright. Alright. Let's go with chainmail for you. Because this is just simply worse. And then we're also going to equip... Who should we equip the force grenade to? Also give her a flamer, because why not? The Psyker? Give the Psyker a force grenade. There we go. Let's see. What else can we do? Alright. Bear beds made from metal sheets. Wing. Well, we managed to...
Abelard, I've been meaning to ask, how are you keeping it together so well? Don't you ever feel awful without her?
Enough,
Symbol.
Plus. We have a duty
Oh
to
no!
the new rogue trader.
Chaos is here.
You do well to focus on that. If you keep your mind busy, you will
Chop
have
up
less
slabs of
opportunity to
flesh.
fill it with awful things.
Thoroughly wasted. Alright. I'm scared. I should have known all that charity from the warden was going to bring nothing but trouble. No noble, no matter how balmy, would pull anything short, anything of this sort. But that man, it's up with the little things. The warden would come by to talk as he did, except he used to ask us questions before. Now he was mostly gushing sermons, some gibberish about a path of purgation, the sanctity of sacrifice, seeing with blinded eyes. I listened and nodded. Yes, Master Warden. Of course, Master Warden. He could say whatever rubbish he wanted, as long as the tasty Opamite meals kept coming. I thought everyone else was doing the same, nodding to please the big man. Well, I guess
Victory
not.
awaits.
Severed human body parts. Okay. Well, time to purge this planet. Judging horde morsels, dozens of victims were slain here. Alright. Tech use, Adora.
Over.
Tech use, Adora. Oh. Brethren, the dawn is nigh. Oppimates will guide us into a new existence. Okay. Yes, dear brethren, have a taste of my steel. Oh, how I've longed for this, my dear brethren. Okay. Well, these guys are insane. Thank the throne, normal-looking faces. We thought we were going to die in here with these nutters. The old man, with a gap-toothed smile, drops his weapon and holds his hands in placating gestures. Please don't shoot us, your nobleness. Let us speak a word. Well, this is a welcome change, talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, the look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust. Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot. But, well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join in the festivities, so we had to, play along. But that was all it was, a play. We never meant no offense to the Governor Medea nor the lawful authority of House Winterscale. Give us a chance, eh? We just want to wait until everything blows over so we can go back to our cells quietly and rest and do the rest of our time. A repentant, honest heretic. How novel. Judging by Abelard's tone, the Seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the old man's integrating monologue. Tell me more about the Warden and the riot. Pah! Why soil your tongue talking about that heretic? But if you insist, here's how it is. The Warden of the prison here, the Honorable Master Castigalia, was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, a punch in the choppers from the guard, work again. But the new one, do you know what his first decree was? Introduce lunches and dinners! What the hell? He introduced the most heretical thing. Dinner. By the 9 devils. That's 3 meals a day. The man's obviously stark raving mad. Oh my god. Things only went down. Oh god. The things only went downhill from there. The guards quit it with the teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Instead, the overseers started counting with which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry and swinging their pickaxes harder and whatnot. And then, wouldn't you believe it, they put together a list of the best workers, and if someone was on that list showed good behavior, they'd get promoted to an upper mate. That's an upper crust among us jailbirds. Or that's how it was at first. The warden decided that the upper mates, not the guards, should be in charge of the punishments, and that it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work. It was the upper mates. Well, let me tell you, that's when these goody two-shoes started to shine. The guards aren't in the same league as our dear fellows, the upper mates. In the old days, we had 5 or 10 stiffs kicking it a week, and now we're lucky if we were lucky it was only 50. If it was only 50. And that wasn't even the end of it. Warden Castigalia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry under the dome. And I think something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began shouting the wildest things like, the Optimates are saints who will behold the truth. And he started taking them to the quarry, and not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognize them. More beast than man. They were butchering people left and right, even guards and overseers. The warden himself had armed them, and that's the whole sob story. But I knew from the moment he let us have dinners, oh, this wouldn't end well. The moment he let us have dinners, yes, the most evil thing he's ever done. Dinner. Edora nods knowingly. The old codge is right. Right. Whenever the nobles start giving handouts to commoners, something always goes wrong. She notices your look and catches. I mean, that's with all due respect, your ladyship. No offense intended. If I spare you, what do I gain from it? Now, how can a lowly jailbird hope to thank your noble self? I have an inkling, you see. Here, we're how do we say this? Different from the rest of the prisoners on, debtors, gutter snipes, No one serious, your nobleness. Cut from a different cloth, we seek fortune from the void. Oh, these are the pirates! Why don't we tell you where Footfall Station is? You know, Footfall, the only shipyard and best market in the Cronus Expanse. Yes. So where on Footfall... Shit. Oh, is it back? Am I back? Hello? Okay, looks like my internet's back on. So... yeah. How much was missed? What was the last thing you guys saw? Yeah, what was the last thing you guys saw? So that I can do a recap on what happened. Okay, basically they're telling us that on Footfall we can get a special discounts from some very serious-minded people. They're members of the Fellowship of the Void, so it might be a good idea to spare them. Should I spare them or should I kill them? I think I should spare them, personally, but... what do you think? That way I can get in better with the Fellowship of the Void. And, you know, get a special discount on some very special goods. Alright. Very well. I shall spare you. I mean, they are being honest heretics, so... Oh, that's great to hear, your nobleness. Just great. Now there's a true aristocrat. Not that warden creep. Now then, your nobleness. Where was I? If you're ever in Footfall Station, there's this district there, the Shadow Quarters. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who called it something else, also on account of it being right behind the statue. Don't repeat their mistakes. Tell you, Reverend Hermione wasted no time finding and burning them all. Forgive an old man getting distracted. So, Footfall Shadow Quarter. There's a bar there built into the remains remains of an old ship. And in that bar, in the back room, is a certain Razor. Does her business. Tell her Grandpa Bacaval says hello. You'll be her favorite client in the blink of an eye. There you go. There we go. Well, your nobleness, we'll be going all right, if you don't mind. Should I? I'm going to do the iconoclastic thing. And tell them, I shall not leave you here to die at the hands of the Warden's henchmen. Go tell my pilot that it is the Lord Captain's orders that you be sent to my ship. You will join my ship's crew. You have my personal pardon as a rogue trader. Thanks. We are most grateful, your nobleness. The old man glances at you somewhat skeptically, but then smiles and leaves. Alright. Clumps of dust. Give us the goods.
That wasn't so difficult.
Oh, heck yeah. And a las gun. Let's go. Three las pistols.
Unbeknownst to me.
Heck yeah. Goods. Ooh. Got a crystal faux hammer. Serrated cape. And more force grenades. Let's go. Let's give him the serrated cape. And in comparison, no. I'm going to take faux hammer personally as my personal armament. Because, you know, it's called faux hammer. Abelard, you get a stub pistol now. Make good use of it. Fedora. Damage reduction. Get that. Evane Winterscale. Lady von Valencius, my greetings. May the light of eternal terror shine forevermore. The young man before you offers an implacably courteous bow. He then strains his back and looks you in the eye, not as a show of defiance, but with a cool confidence. It is a he gaze with which one graces as an equal. Evane Winterscale, youngest son of Caligos Winterscale, at your service. Greet him with decorum. Lady Pandora von Valencius, pleased to make your acquaintance. As am I. Evane's voice is soft and immaculately polite. Please accept my apologies for the slight breach of etiquette. Here and now is not the best place, nor time for practice ceremony. Think you can tell me about the neck? I know there's more or less than one might expect. Our navigators are truly recluses. Yvain stops for a moment, glances forward. You can see he's arching. Iraq V station, or 5 station, is sovereign democracy of House Oresalo. As I said, they are remarkably reclusive, unwilling to interact with anyone, even the system's governor. Yvain pauses. However, House Aurelius has a direct agreement with House Winterscale. Several navigators of the house serve on my father's ships. That is why I was granted personal access to the station for emergency situations and important negotiations. I have been to the station twice, alone. It is the master's demand that even guards and servants be left on the shuttle. By the throne, it is a bizarre place. Inexplicably, my emotions would shift from sudden trembling to carefree jubilation. For what reason, I cannot say. The station was far from uplifting. Every servant who tended me there had their tongue amputated. Well, I doubt such details are interest of you. Once we are done here, I can try and contact the station and request access for you as well. I'm almost certain it will be for naught. I'm going to use persuasion on him. I have 90% chance. Persuasion test succeeded. There's a long pause. Yvain peers at you, weighing what you said. It is an onerous task, trusting someone at first glance, but I have a good feeling about you, Lady von Valencius. After all, people in our position can afford to be candid with one another. Absolutely not. They absolutely cannot. Avalon mutters barely audibly. Lately, the Aureliuses have been acting even more strangely than usual. They changed their access codes with unreasonable frequency. Right before I left for Rakardphilia, my comlink received a message. How can a blind man see the starry sky? I presume it is the new passphrase. If it is little help to you, you have my apologies. The navigators are a peculiar breed. Edoria leans in close to you and whispers in a conspiratorial tone. Lord Captain, while he's being all nice, why don't you ask him if you can borrow his teensy planets from his? And later, if he asks you for them back, you can say you can't remember where you left them. Trust me, works every time. My God, Edoria. Let us discuss the matter at hand. You are here to end the riot, are you not? Yvain's expression is grave. Indeed, it is a personal matter, if you will. And not simply because this incident occurred in a system that belongs to my father, the prison warden, and he used to be a close friend of mine once. I want to give him a chance to come to his senses, lay down his weapons, and stop this senseless uprising. The warden is clearly not of sound mind. At one point, he was trying to manage the inmates by offering incentives and even days of rest. What utter madness! He even offered them dinner! Incentives and leisure, you say? That sounds like I know. For as long as I've known him, and has always been a thinker, a dreamer even, he would dig up these ancient books, studying societal models and theories. He was he was obsessed with ideals. There are priests in the ecclesiarchy who would call it heresy to view the society of the Imperium as anything but perfect. However, I believe that Anne only wanted what he thought was best. I only wish I knew what road had taken him. You hear Adoria scoffing. Yeah, I've known a few dreamers like that myself. They always want the best, but somehow it always ends in heresy. Okay, I cannot turn that down any further. Back on my world, there was this big shot who was really into dental hygiene. Oh god, no. To spare his people from pain, he started pulling out all their rotten teeth. But he got slightly carried away and started pulling out healthy ones too, sometimes along with the jaw. Preventive care, he called it. So a mob of toothless servants ended up tearing his kindly head clean off his jaw. Clean off. It was preventative too, you see. That little noggin of his was rotten through and through. Well, the desire to help a friend is a noble one. Or should I say, if your diplomacy can stop the riot, it is worth a try. I'll say this one. My father would disagree, Yvain smirks wryly. Thankfully, he is not here. Came here not with... Alright. Where is Warden? Very well, in that case, I shall accompany you. I must admit, I do appreciate your company. This prison is giving me a strong sense of unease, but the lift cannot support both parties. If you are going to head down, wait for us in the quarry. We will follow shortly. Alright. But first, I'm going to... Yes. Okay. To the open pit. Edoria to last. Psyker. Alright. Alright, possibly poison gas emissions. Oh, shoot. I do not like this guy. Who are you? I was expecting my friend not an intrusion. Everything in the appearance of the man walking towards you, his every gesture, his demeanor, speaks of noble birth. It creates stark contrast with his hair, matted, not that clearly has not been brushed in weeks, and his crumpled, filthy clothing, his pale face, and his eyes burn feverishly. Then your wait is over, Anne. Yvain takes a step forward. However, I do not come alone. I am accompanied by the Honorable Lady von Valancius. The man shoots you a piercing gaze. I should have guessed it would be you. What do you want, enemy of Aurora? That seems bad. Why did you mutilate these people? These are my optimates, saints who will guide the flock at fated hour. Listen, he pauses and smiles. Can you hear? You can hear. You can't. They are crying out, calling. It is just that their cries are not meant for our ears. They cast their voices out there beyond the edge of the glass, into the transparent quiet. There they are headed. Heard. There they are heard. There their calls are answered. And this isn't you. I do not know how it is to come, but please let me... Quiet, Evie. I promise I will talk to you later when we are alone. I cannot say I'm eager to spend time alone with you. Not after everything I've witnessed on Racardia Filia. And what I'm witnessing now. You know, we had a guy. We had this guy once. He's a quiet one. One day, he walked into the middle of a bar, threw one back, and then pulled out a gun and started shooting people left and right without saying a word. He then shoved the barrel into his mouth. I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Our warden has the exact same look in his eyes right now. How do you know who I am? Lies. Lies have many faces, but there is only one truth, and it has been laid before me. I knew the enemy of the truth would come sooner or later. What madness have you wrought in this prison? Do you truly want to know? He becomes more animated and runs his hand through his matted hair. You note it has been some time since he has trimmed his nails. This was my garden where I tried to grow the seedlings of a beautiful future. That was before I realized there is no future. Not in the sense it's ordinary. People understand it. We are too attached to this life, to the limitations of our weak bodies, to the short-sightedness of our eyes that can scarcely see. It is all so insignificant. The true future lies beyond real space, and the only way to reach it is through a cleansing sacrifice. Do you understand? Rogue Trader, every moment we spent talking to this heretic could be a moment spent destroying him and committing this place to purifying flames. Isn't it time we got started? I mean, I'm gonna ask who Aurora is first. Oh, so you've managed to barge in here and interfere with the prophetess's design without even knowing who she is? But it is too late now. You will never attain sight. All you can do is accept your fate. He suddenly stirs like a predatory beast. I do not like it when people take Prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of truth. Wait! The warden raises his hand, and the maimed people start thrashing about in their death throes. The time for words has passed. Optimates, give your powers to the Harbinger of Aurora. Let our foes see the truth, become awash in blood.
Submit.
I think we might have to kill this man. Right there. Start the battle. Edoria. You know what? Psychic Scream that man. And now expose weakness him.
Not the scryer's job.
And forewarn Abelard. I have a feeling he's gonna need it.
Anything else?
Death to non-believers! I serve the ruinous powers!
Good job, boy. Pandora. Pandora.
Already done.
Give him some words of encouragement. Then give him the power to kill your enemies. Alright, and now... Can I just shoot? Shoot at that.
Suits my purposes.
Out of my way. Chaos guides me. Ah! Out of my
Boy,
way.
seems like it's gonna be a fun fight.
My faith strengthens me.
Faith.
You work, but not by much.
Haha! Got... Wait. What? Oh, no. Oh, boy.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Well, we're going to have to shoot this thing down.
I'll do it. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Abelard, I'm going to need you to take him out.
Indeed. Reduced to dust.
And then I'm going to need you to switch to your pistol and shoot him.
One fewer target.
And then I'm going to need you to switch back to your sword and use Endure again. Fedora. Honestly. Electrocute him.
Was it you very well?
The guy is surviving every attack. Gotta destroy the unholy lenses. Use forewarning on Pandora.
Anything else?
Let's get to it.
Nothing I can't do.
Beamer.
Ooh.
I'll bring
Argentina.
glory to my bloodline.
Advance.
I will not.
Yeah.
Doubt is for the weak.
Shoot him. Shoot the man. You know what? Shoot him again just for good measure.
It's a prayer.
Oh, he finally went down. Now
As
shoot
the
it.
Emperor commands, I act.
You know what? Shoot it
I'll do
again.
it.
Suits my purposes. Not a problem for me.
Just barely out of reach. Yeah. Alright, we're going to forewarn him again.
But of course. Will do.
And then expose weakness.
Anything else?
And then
Here we go. Chaos guides me.
My ears.
Break them up.
Rejoice in battle!
Up and fire.
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave.
Can I hit him? No? No. Okay. Avalon, move
A
up
tactically sound approach.
and then ram him.
I took care of this one.
Now you endure.
I know what is to come.
Can I hit him? No. Can I get him? Yes, I can. Analyze opportunity.
On it.
Let's make it quick. Let's get to it. Weapon at the ready.
Guided by faith. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Prepare to burn the heretic.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Fire shot. Stream.
As the Emperor
Burn
commands,
him.
I am eradicated.
Vane approaches the body of his friend and remains silent for a short time. He then looks at the quarry. His gaze is dark. Everything here must be purged. And what have you done? Should I invite him to my ship or take my leave? This is the question, a very important question to me. Yeah, sorry that the combats... I'm very quiet through the combats, but... Like, there's not much for me to read, and also, it's mostly I'm focusing on killing everyone. I think I'm handling the combats pretty decently. Invite. Alright. May I invite you aboard my ship? Yvain, I would like to continue our acquaintances. I thank you for the invitation and accept it gladly. I will arrive by my shuttle in a little while. If you'll excuse me, I'd like to be alone for the time being. Alright, collect the goods. Your eyes are drawn towards the shards of the enormous device, lenses scattered around the broken device. At first, you are uncertain as to what troubles you, then realization hit. The glass shimmers in the same way, just the same way as the shards of the unknown object you found near Theodora von Valencius. What is the matter, Lord Captain? Why are you so interested in... Abelard trails off as he notices what you are looking at. He instantly makes the connection. By the Imperium Saints! It cannot be. Eudora bites her lip. I see it too. Whatever this thing is in her study, it was made of the same material as this junk. What? What? Abelard is at a loss for words. He takes a moment to collect himself. And all at once starts pouring out of him in a hasty sputter. It is a mistake. Slander meant to blemish the good name of a person who is now dead. I cannot even defend herself. First the minions of the archenemy murder Lord Captain Theodora, and now this? This cannot be tolerated. It will not be tolerated. Come on now, Abelard. Remember what she was like. Theodora's smile betrays her grief at the same time, it is strangely noted. Brazen, assertive. It was like her entire life was a race against fate, until fate caught up with her in the end. She would have gone headfirst into a black hole if she thought it would put her even one step ahead of everyone else in the expanse. If we could just find out what she was keeping on her desk and why she went to get it during the attack. Sister Argentina's beautiful face is full of grief. How bitter it is to know you are born from bad blood, but do not let this knowledge drag you into darkness. Perception test succeeded. The sister's words ring with a genuine, sincere hope that you be blessed with a worthier fate. She does not appear to be shocked by the news of Theodora's possible heresy. Life must be so easy for you sanctimonious preachers. A dubious trinket and you no longer see a person. You see a bad blood, an annoying hindrance. There is venom in Theodora's voice to poison the entire regiment. Argentina recoils, but the moment her dark eyes ignite with fury. How dare you admonish me? We are speaking of abetting the archenemy, a person who has tainted themselves, thus can never justify their actions. Sure, why go through all the trouble of trying to make sense of anything when you can just label them a heretic and call it a day? Except, dear friend, I seem to remember that you didn't mind Theodora so much. Well, you were aboard the ship. You didn't leave her side even a moment. She rescued you, aided you. And adoration wilted the moment you heard an accusation sullying her memory. You weren't upset, you just gave up on her and moved on. Should I just gently admonish them or just be like, hey, shut the fuck up, one of you? Or say nothing. Here. They're gonna fight like cats and dogs, I think, if I say nothing. So, I'm gonna have to say something. And if so, who do I admonish? I'm gonna say nothing. Oh, we leveled up. Alright, Blood of the Martyrs. Hi. Hi, Mr. Man. Iron Discipline. Focus. Gain a bonus. Equal to 5. I'm going to choose focus because that's pretty good, honestly. Willpower, fellowship. Willpower. Ballistic skill. Toughness. I'm going to choose toughness. Fresh target. Attacks an enemy at full wounds. That enemy. I mean, she's usually attacking people at full wounds, so that just makes sense. Perception. I'll go with that one. Hi, Mr. Man. I have a boy cat under my desk, currently trying to paw at my hand. Willpower. Next. Ooh, controlled shot. The soldier gives a sign. Dash. Ooh. Concentrate fire. The next area attack made deals 100% damage and has additional. Soldier immediately spends all AP. No. Soldier's next burst attack will have a rate of fire doubled by 25% less damage, but all shots follow random trajectories. Only works if should I do concentrated fire, controlled shot, or dash? Oh, I love you. Stop nipping me. Okay? Okay, Mr. Man? Okay. Come here. Come here, Mr. Man. Mr. Man. So yeah, should I do controlled shot, dash, or concentrated fire? Dash. Actually, I think dash is not as good as concentrated fire. Concentrated fire just increased damage and means that they're less likely to avoid it. Sorry, I should... Oh, what should I do? Never mind. I'm just gonna do this. Reckless attack, the reckless strike. Enemies who survive the attack enhanced with this ability will attack the warrior in return, including creatures with ranged weapons. Okay, breakthrough. The warrior gains the slash ability with one charges for this round. Slash cannot be used the same round as charge. Slash. The warrior. I mean, that's actually pretty good. Forceful strike. The warrior gathers all their might. Taunting scream. I mean, he is the toughest. So taunting scream, or forceful strike, or reckless attack. Which do you think? Or reckless strike? Reckless strike? Okay, cool. Loot. I want to loot him. Ooh, a noble sword. Let's check this out. The crippled man's appearance is ghastly. Evidently, he was cared for after his mutilation. No, boy cat. Get down that way.
A new challenge for me.
Alright. Whew. To the main level.
None shall stand in my way.
Knock over the thing and build a bridge. Return to the void ship. Actually, let's talk to her, your ladyship. The rebellion has been crushed. I have news of your lord. She anxiously pitches forward. Is Lord Winterscale alive? Is he all right? He is safe and in one piece. I shall receive him as a guest on my ship, so ready the shuttle. There is visible relief on the pilot's face. Clicking her heels together, she cheerfully barks out, "Consider it done, your ladyship. Thank you for the good news." Let's return to the void ship. Yeah. Alright. Oh, my internet's crashing again. Nope, it looks like it's... Permission to report. Over the past few days, I've received messages. Almost behavior. Machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and technically downright free. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in the cogitator's calculations and have sometimes sensible. I beseech thee to take after those who not to take after those who whisper the ship being cursed or possessed. Don't. Adora joins the channel and chimes in playfully. Oh, don't start, old man. These are all these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local legend. The door slams shut. The lumen starts flickering. Folks grow used to all that, and so our resident ghost has decided to up the ante, I'm telling you. Things are only going to get worse from here. Thank you, Adora. The technomats inspected the servitors, then concluded they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omnissiah, such behavior is caused either by the echoes of minds not completely eliminated, or manifestations of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew's task considerably more difficult. The High Factorium, Janice Danrock, would like to discuss how he should deal with the defective property. He is awaiting your audience on the bridge. Alright, how do I... No. How do I just go into my ship? Flight ship management. Back to bridge. Alright, that's how. Oh boy. Alright, which one should we go to next? The main planet, the astropath area, or the Navis nobility, or the navigator thing? Ooh. Ooh, it's actually better. Alright. For right now, you will be wielding the Noble Sword. And you... Ooh, a precise las pistol. Alright. Navigator thing. Alright. The corpulent man in lavish clothes bows before you without difficulty. A service skull whirs over his shoulder while the fingers on his augmented hand drum against sheaths of the sheath of paper he is holding, and he regards you with attentive interest through the lenses of his magnifying implant. Greetings, your ladyship. Janus Dantiok at your service. Vigdis informs me about a problem with the servitors. What happened? You see, your ladyship, the ship's servitors have been malfunctioning as of late. They violate protocol, interrupt their tasks, observe crew members for long periods of time, and move erratically with no meaning or purpose. Janus Danrock nervously pulls his luxurious frock coat as if it were uncomfortably tight. Had it been a routine technical fault, I would have decided the fate of the servitors myself, but I deem it necessary to notify you. I do not wish to hide such irregularities from the Lord Captain. If you wish to observe the servitors' unusual behavior before you decide their fate, this can be arranged. The majority of defective units have been delivered to one of the storage compartments pending your decision. I shall look at these servitors before deciding their fate. As you wish, your ladyship. Alright. Her ladyship arrived at the scene. She found the servitors in the same position they assumed before they had all corralled into the bay, all standing in long spiraling line, facing the center of their strange formation. The moment her demanded a report, ordered that one of the servitors be disassembled and its components investigated, turned to me to announce her decision. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. The Technoman's long-winded detailed could be summarized by a single key point. Despite the servitors' abnormal behavior, they're still quite capable of carrying out tasks, and therefore circumstances do not call for their termination. I'm gonna take a few steps. Immediately, the servitors, each of them, stepped toward the Lord Captain in perfect unison. They mimicked her movements with frightening precision. The rogue trader halted in place and after a moment's thought, waved her hand. The servitors just as synchronously repeated that gesture as well. When the Lord Captain turned quizzically to the Technomats, so did the servitors, as if mocking her. Whatever the Lord Captain did, be it incline the head, a wave of the hand, or a step to the side, the defective units repeated without a moment's delay or hesitation, like grotesque marionettes controlled by an unseen puppeteer. We observed this mime unfold in distressed bafflement for nearly a minute until the servitors finally came to a stop, not sensing any threat from them. The rogue trader approached with confidence. The Lord Captain examined the servitors. As the High Factorium, after a pause, the Technomat added, I'm going to order that one of them simile. Her ladyship turned to me. Iconoclast, to dispose of the servitors so that their human souls may be released from torment. To send the servitors back to toil as they had toiled before, for they had not yet paid their dues for the crimes of their past lives, and thus did not deserve clemency To destroy the servitors for whatever was happening to them could spell horrific heresy. To leave the servitors to their work, for there was nothing in their behavior that the Lord Captain found alarming. What do you think? Dogmatic, iconoclast, destroy, or leave them to their work? Because I don't find them alarming. Oh. I'm gonna choose dogmatic. I'm gonna send them back to work. Leave them? Alright. Their fate. To journal. The screen, the guide. Machine Spirit Keeper. New blood. Looking for trouble. Oh, I actually know of one thing that I can find. Or one useful thing that I can do right now. There's some items that I can get from my quarters. That will give me a small boost, you know? My vault. Ranged weaponry. I know it's in here. There it is. A new chainsword, Wrath of St. Drusus. A new heirloom auto pistol. And a shotgun. I'm going to use Blast Wave. that weapon is just better. Most warriors. Alright, first I'm gonna stop in on the Void dudes on the Thunderfang to try and sell them some of my goods. Alright, let's go to Urvac. Oh, permission to report. Members of a sacred cult operating aboard the ship have requested an audience. They wish to present gifts and introduce themselves to their new captain? What sacred cult? They call themselves the Bloodspend Web, cult defenders of the flagship. Both internal and external threats, Lady Theodora held them in high regard and looked favorably upon their activities. I guess I'm ready to receive them? I don't know what's going on. I'm about to receive a cult. Heck is going on here? I'm about to receive a cult. Come on. Load. Oh. I am, like, fully receiving a cult. Oh boy. Wait, is that the guy I condemned to death? Those on the deck watch in awe as the final figures move gracefully into their ceremonial poses. Some of the officers whisper in excitement while others murmur prayers to the God Emperor.
The Undying Emperor commanded us to spin a web of blood around his children, and we obeyed. We obey still. Domin von Valancius, death has whispered your name. We disown Domin Theodora. We renounce our oath to her. And now we give the gift of our blood to you. It is the gift of death. Death has whispered your name. The followers of the tenets of the web swear fealty to their new overlord and offer proof of their devotion. We give you a blade, the silent verdict. The Undying One has chosen you to wield this instrument of death. We give you one of our own, Kibella. She will be your shield and shadow, And we give you the blood of these traitors. The tenets of the web will purify their souls.
Imperium Lord tested. Oh boy! You've heard many stories about death cults such as this. These devoted holy assassins of the Imperium have churned death into a form of worship of the Emperor. They are exemplary slayers, invisible executioners, and scourges of traitors, heretics, and fallen souls. Many righteous people honor them as voyageurs of the faith, while others see their fearsome rituals and frenzied spectacles touched by madness. I'm going to examine them. The cultists are all void-born. Their lithe, sinewy bodies are clothed in light armor, which allows them to move with an acrobat's nimble grace, and strike with an assassin's swift surety. Their red and black vestments are adorned with sharp spikes and ritual jewelry. Where time and training have worn their garments threadbare, you can make out patterns of bleeding lacerations. The prisoners cower beneath the weight of your gaze. Blood drips down the tear-stained faces of the captured officers. Technomats and workers has been carved into each of their foreheads with meticulous precision. Traitor, heretic, apostate, renegade. The cuts have been diligently and regularly reopened to prevent healing.
These renegades committed treachery against their domin. Their lips once praised the name of Kunrad Voigtveer, but it is your name they will whisper as they cross over to the other side.
Interesting. So a death cult watches over my crew. They who honor the Emperor through killing, who devote their every deed to serving him, sacred executioners.
The Domin has discerned our essence. This is a great honor for the blood-spun web. We have woven the bays of this ship
I think I'm about to get a new
with
companion.
the threads of our faith for many years. We keep the greatest relic, his tarot, through which he sends us his blessed revelations. We obey the whispers of the Undying One. This is our service to him. This is our service to you.
Your heart is filled with awe as you gaze from the cultists. You recognize this feeling. You've experienced it before when you walked through the scorching flame and survived. Your eyes, the eyes of your grim guests, bright with sacrificial fervor. They serve the God Emperor with their whole heart, faith, and devotion.
I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. The honor of this title is bestowed only upon those who have ushered more souls.
All right, I'm going to call it here.
One's own deeds. I'm here to become
as
your
soon as
shadow,
I finish this conversation.
not make boasts. So you may offer the souls of these traitors.
Because
as a
apparently
gift
it's been
to
3
him.
hours, even though the live thing
You have
hasn't
the authority
said
to
so.
order their execution. Give the order, Domin. Let a spinner of the blood-spun web undergo the test of a sacred trial. A dagger that has not...
Moment. Alright, have a good night, y'all.